Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ivy Hartman, and this is STL TV Live. Now, just in case you didn't know, the leading cause of deaths among infants between 1 month to 12 months old is from SIDS, also known as sudden infant death syndrome. And Lori Behrens of SIDS Resources is joining us now to tell us a little bit more about SIDS and ways that we can prevent it. Lori, what we call it sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS, what is it?
The actual definition is the sudden unexpected death of an apparently healthy infant under 1 year of age, and the death remains unexplained after a complete medical history review, post-mortem exam or autopsy, and scene investigation or a sleep environment investigation.
So what is the role of SIDS Resources in sudden infant death syndrome?
Actually, we promote safe practices that reduce the risk of SIDS and other sleep-related infant death. And then we also provide support to grieving families who have lost a baby.
So we were talking a little before the show about, there was in 1969 was kind of the first time that it was labeled SIDS.
Correct, yes.
And then since then there's been a lot of different varying things, I think as parents we've heard about what the right thing is to do to try to prevent that. So can you fill us in on really what that is?
In the early 90s, actually in other countries, there was the movement toward placing babies on their backs to sleep instead of their tummies. And when that was done in other countries, they saw up to a 50% decrease in their SIDS rates. So it was in 1994 that the American Academy of Pediatrics recommended back or side sleeping. Now that was soon amended in 1996 to say back only. And it has been back only, never side, never tummy since 1996.
I think it's important to point out too, though, there's a generation of parents out there, much older than me, of course, that refer to SIDS as crib death.
Yes.
But that's not accurate either.
Right. It was called crib death because it happens during sleep. So, but we know it's nothing about the crib that causes the death. And as a matter of fact, the crib is the safest place for a baby to sleep. So we talk a lot about safe sleep in reducing the risk of SIDS and preventing other kinds of sleep-related infant death. We talk about the ABCs of safe sleep. Babies need to sleep alone, on their backs, and in a crib or a bassinet, something that's separate from another person's sleep area. If we were to add a D, ABCD, we would talk about don't smoke, because it's very important for babies to be in smoke-free environments.
Sure. Now, as SIDS Resources' role in this is twofold, as you mentioned, really about education and prevention, and then also just about providing some comfort and consolation to those who have experienced this. So, and how long have you guys been around?
We've been around for 39 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And there is kind of is there a full, it's a tough topic to talk about.
Yes, yes. Well, nobody wants to talk about an infant dying, especially an apparently healthy infant. And when families are referred to us, one of the first things we do, in addition to inviting them to our support groups and other support services, is get them in touch with other parents who have been there, and we have a peer connection training program that we can offer parents who are a little further down the road to help the newer families, just to let them know they're not alone, give them a little bit of guidance at a very, very difficult, tragic time.
It seems like it's the hardest thing to overcome, but yet you see families.
We see a lot of resiliency.
That's a great way of putting it.
Yes, and we acknowledge people never really get over the loss of a child, but learn to integrate it into their lives, and with the help and support of others, go on with their lives and integrate that child's memory.
Well, it is a tough topic, but there is a way that you can help. You can help support SIDS Resources here in St. Louis. They serve the state of Missouri as well as some surrounding areas in Illinois with prevention information as well as comfort and consolation to those families who have experienced a SIDS death in their family. And that is the Strides for SIDS this weekend. It's a 5K run, or you've got a 1 mile run walk, and that's this Saturday in Carondelet Park at the Boathouse. And you can register there the day of the event at 7 a.m. You can also find out more information about SIDS Resources by calling 314-822-2323 or online at sidsresources.org. Well, you'll stay with us.
Yes.
Because there's a lot, I mean, we have tackled what SIDS is, and it's a tough thing, but there's a lot of fun things that we want to talk about that's going on this Saturday, so you'll want to stay with us. Don't go anywhere. More with Lori Berriens right after this.